When we went from hunter-gatherers to agrarians, it enlarged the sum total of food at our disposal, but that extra food did not avail any extra luxury. It produced population explosions that led to increased obligation and workload, which thereby needed more workers, so that meant more mouths to feed, which led to even more obligation, and that trend continues to this day. Every time we think up a way to streamline our lives in the hopes that the increased efficiency will free up some time, all we do is expand obligation and accelerate the pace of the treadmill. Inventions marketed to us as time-saving devices only end up entangling us with even bigger to-do lists. This irony has been called the Jevons paradox or the luxury trap. William Stanley Jevons described the way efficiency tends to generate an increase in resource consumption. Dishwashers and vacuums didn't reduce the time we spent cleaning. It only raised our cleanliness standards. We ended up cleaning more. Email meant no more creasing envelopes and licking stamps, but email did not reduce communication. It multiplied communication. When something becomes more efficient, we use more of it, not less. And this is the luxury trap. This is the Jevons paradox. It has a way of committing all of us to that increase, to adopt that expansion, or else risk becoming uncompetitive and then economically failing. When others use the time freed up by cars instead of journeying on foot or on a horse, they outcompete you if you don't match pace with them. If others communicate more rapidly, then your response times have to fall into lockstep. So these apparent improvements to our lives, marketed to us as saviors and deliverers, in reality only heap new expectations and requirements on our backs that are almost impossible to walk back. Smartphones were supposed to make life more convenient, but now we just carry our workload around in our back pocket so that we're never truly on vacation, never truly offline or AFK. This all started with the switch 13,000 years ago from hunting and foraging, which was the last time we suspect humans were actually happy. And then we switched to agriculture with all of its urban sprawl and time debts and backlogs and all of those things that came along with modern life, the luxury traps, the Jevons paradoxes. Even social media, which was projected to be a bit of fun for us, became identity labor. And now we have to curate and manage our images online. We have comparison anxiety. Nobody has the luxury of anonymity anymore. Everybody is like a mini celebrity owing their followers constant self-presentation. We've been commoditized and farmed, and we're now both the manufacturer and the product, the farmer and the cash crop. And the more money you make, the more your lifestyle inflates, and then you have heightened obligation instead of heightened freedom. As baselines soar to new levels of expectation, new technologies lose optionality. And then we're all forced to conform to the new standards. We think we're solving problems, but we're only adding new layers of dependency every time we produce a new technology and then cranking up that treadmill ever more toward the grueling pace of apparent progress. What's crazy is we don't even remember being a species at peace. Not cognitively, but we do recall from somewhere deep within our DNA that for hundreds of thousands of years, we were in peace and living in harmony with this planet. And that was the bulk of human existence. The way we're living now is the lie, not the way it was then. It's just that we've lost touch with our basic essence. It's kind of like that Oliver Sacks quote. He said, if a man loses a leg or an eye, he sees the loss. But when he loses a self, himself, he cannot know it, for it requires selfhood to recognize loss of selfhood, and his conscience can't cry out in acknowledgement of the loss.